Zach, you've done plenty of work with Winner Method. How's he felt leading into his debut run?
Yes, he was going really nicely early. He put a couple of good trials together and we were ready to go to the races. And unfortunately, he got a fever and Danny had to back off him and give him some time, and he's done that. But we took him to the Valley last week for a trial, and I thought his trial was pretty plain actually. It wasn't the same feel that he was giving me before he had the fever. And Danny said he's been obviously very soft on him. So he might not quite be at the level that he was and what we're expecting. But that trial might have brought him back up to a level to somewhere near where he was, and let's just hope that he can run a good race. Off his last trial, I must say I'm not that confident. He's going to produce his best, but he's a quality horse, and you know, getting back up the straight where he's more familiar, he might be more comfortable, and it could be what he's looking for.
Sunday's obviously a big day of racing. Winner Method's you ride on the first of 10 races, but you've also got Voyage Warrior, Carrying Star, Shadow Hero in the big ones. Who's the pick of the three there?
I can't really say I've got a pick. You know, they've all got work to do. They can all run a nice race. They're going to need things to go their way, and you know, they're competitive rides, but there's no standout.
Frankie, Flagship Glory, is a British import that's just come to your stable. He's his first start on the weekend. What are your thoughts on his first up run?
He trialled a few times. He trialled really good, and I think he will run good. But one thing is he got a draw 13. This is maybe a little bit problem. So I need to talk to Joe to see.
What do you think you'd like to do from that draw?
I think I don't want to push him too hard. Just jump and then to see if he can get me feels good. And I don't want to use him too early. And because the first start in Hong Kong, if he can get a midfield, good.
Fitness-wise, where have you got him at for this first run?
He already have a few trial. He trial good. That's why I just put him in the race.
His wins in the UK were over 1,600 metres. Obviously, he's not going to be in the classic mile, but could he be a 4-year-old series horse for the second 2 legs?
I think for me, he can handle a little bit longer. But after this race, I can know more for this horse.
Joe, Hot King Prawn, he's yet to win from 6 goes at Group 1 level, but can that change on Sunday?
That could. He's been running well in those races that he run at. And being such a consistent horse, I gotta keep on going out there with him with confidence, you know. He's done nothing wrong to get me out of that thinking.
Was he a bit disappointing in the Hong Kong sprint?
I think he was, because of the circumstances. The pace was quite fast. The winner and the horse that ran second and third were quite far back, so they had a better shot on top of us at the finishing, and so too I wasn't able to get a clear run with him at the right time. So being held up a little bit in such a strong race is very hard for you to pick up again and be right there finishing strong, you know. But I don't think it was a disastrous race. I don't think it was a very bad race. I think I was just hoping him to run a little bit better. And no doubt that there was a bit of excuse.
How have his trials been since the sprint?
He seems very healthy. Things seems like as good as we would wish. He's going all right.
Another horse in the race that you rode last time out's Computer Patch. What happened to him on New Year's Day, Joe?
I think, you know, he was running against some younger horses and giving weight to everyone, you know. He struggled a little bit with that. But he's no doubt another horse of this field that is a winning chance as well. You know, he has run some really good races previously, and if he's able to produce such a form, he's no doubt going to be right there to finish with them all.
WAIKUKU Joe in the Stewards Cup, he won this race last year, beating Beauty Generation. This year, though, there's another champion you've got to take on. What do you make of his hopes?
Oh, of course, we go with confidence into the race, but we got to respect what Golden Six has done so far. It might be one of the best horses ever that turn up in Hong Kong, you know. I'll give the best ride to my horse, and hopefully he runs at his best. Doing so, I believe I could be right there. And if I do run places with my bloke, WAIKUKU, I think I myself and the connection would be very happy with that.
He was obviously first up going into the Hong Kong Mile last time out. You've sat on him in the morning since then. Has he taken improvement from that last run?
He should have taken, and he feels that way anyway, because we kind of was not able to give him the best of preparation for the international race in December, but under the circumstance, that was the best we could do with him, and he didn't disgrace. He still put on a good run, and if he's improving as he should, as we were able to carry on with his preparation for this coming race, he should be running a better race. So I know it's very difficult to beat Golden 60, but I have faith in my bloke, and I'll be giving it the best ride I can to this horse.
And I know it's a small field, but you're drawing the widest gate. What do you do from there?
Well, he likes to get back. I don't think John is going to ask me to ride him any different, and he's no doubt one of those that will be running home very strongly. His finishing is quite impressive, so he's definitely going to be right there.
Alexis Tourbillon Diamond, he's had 2 runs leading into the Classic Mile on the weekend. What do you think of his form heading into the race?
The form is pretty good. The horse feels good, and his last piece of work were pretty good. Yeah, he's in good form.
He's had those 2 runs leading into the race, fitness-wise, for a big race like this. Do you think he's ready to go?
I think so. I think it's never easy to first up in the Class 2 on 1400 to run a 3rd place and finish like he did. And after that, he proved that he has improved and adapted very quickly to Hong Kong environment, which is good. And yeah, he's a good horse, of course.
In Australia, his best run was over 2,400 metres when he was placed in a Group 1. But the way that he's raced here, does he look capable to you over these shorter distances as well?
I think so. I must say, he quite surprised me because you don't feel like he's a slow horse. He's got a good early speed after the gate, and he never feels slow at any moment. He looks pretty easy to ride.
Is the draw a bit of a concern? Is it a bit awkward?
Well, of course, it's a little bit of work to do, but I haven't discussed about the trainer, about the tactic, but the draw is never easy, so maybe depend on the pace in the race, but he's a good horse, and I trust him.
You also rode Beauty Joy, who lines up in the race. What did you think of his first up run that you rode him in?
Not too bad. I think he's a good horse. He certainly will be better with a longer trip. I think his first run was okay. He ran on well. The pace was slow, and I was just a bit outpaced. And he keeps going on well. He runs okay. He should improve.
When you believe Frankie, he's a former Australian sprinter. What have you made of his trials leading into his debut here this weekend?
This horse also have a few trials and show all good, and then that's why I put him in the race. And I already talked to Karis, so we picked this day on Sunday, 1200 for him. But unfortunately, also outside draw.
Yes, not having much luck with those barrier draws, Frankie. What would you think with him?
This one, he got some gate speed. I think depends. I will ask Karis to jump first to see he can gain or not. I think maybe he got some gate speed. Maybe he can 3, 4, 5, something like that. Yeah.